Hi students, we are going to explain the universal law of gravitation in the chapter Gravitation. Yes, my dear students, you must have studied what is a force in the previous chapter. What are all the different types of force existing in the entire universe? They are the gravitational force, electromagnetic force, strong nuclear force and the weak nuclear force. So whatever force you say, magnetic force, electrical force, mechanical force, frictional force, like that, all will be included only in these four categories. Now in the entire universe, which force is the weakest force means that is the gravitational force. If gravitational force is very strong enough means, can we move from this place? We cannot lift our foot. Is it not? We cannot lift our foot and walk on the ground. So walking is very freely possible. This is because of the gravitational force. Suppose if we jump from the ground to a certain height, again we come back. This is because of the gravitational force. Now Isaac Newton observed the falling of an apple. And he was the first to explain mathematically the law of gravitation. That is why this universal law of gravitation also is called by another name, that is Newton's law of gravitation. So gravitation is not only the force between the falling apple and the earth. It may be between you and me. It will be between you and your classmate sitting by your side. So it is between every particle existing in the universe. There is gravitational force between earth and the moon, earth and the sun, moon and the sun, and one galaxy with another galaxy. All the stars present in one galaxy are attracting each other with a gravitational force. So it is a universal force. Okay, now what is the statement of this universal law of gravitation? For that I have taken two objects, A and B. The object A is having a greater mass, let us say capital M, and the object B is having a lesser mass, so I have taken small m. They are separated by a distance equal to small d. That is center to center. Center to center distance is what? Small d. So every object in the universe attracts every other object. So what is the statement? Every object or particle in the entire universe itself, every object in the entire universe attracts every other object. Attracts every other object means, what is the meaning of it? If I will take me as one of the objects, whatever objects present in the universe other than me, that is included here. Every other object. Okay? So, every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force F. We will stop here and explain first. So, here two objects only are shown. That means A is going to attract B towards A. So, B is attracted with the force F by A. This is called action force. As a reaction force, A will be attracted towards B and this force also will be the same. So, the force between A and B is called a mutual force of attraction. It is called mutual force. Why it is called mutual force? Though the objects are having different masses, one greater mass and one smaller mass, but the force of attraction between them is always the same. B is not going to exert a smaller force and A is not going to exert a larger force. Understand? It is a mutual force. Therefore, A and B attract each other with the same force only. And according to the universal law of gravitation, this force of attraction is directly proportional to the product of the masses of the two bodies. So M capital is the mass of A and M small is the mass of B. Product of the masses means capital M into small m. So what do you understand by this? when these two factors will increase means the force of attraction also will increase. When m and small m will decrease, the force also will decrease. This is the meaning of saying that F is proportional to the product of the masses. So it is directly proportional. And it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Inversely proportional. That means what? As the distance decreases, the attraction will be more. You take a magnet and a safety pin, keep at 1 meter distance, and you find out how it is being attracted. Then slowly you bring them closer and closer. You can feel that the pull is greater. This is also inverse square law only. Understand that? So F is proportional to 1 by d square. That means the gravitational force is inversely proportional to the square of the distance, d square. Okay? Now combining these two, I can write F is proportional to capital M into small m divided by d square. So left hand side is proportional to right hand side. Any change on right hand side will proportionately increase the left hand side. That is the meaning in mathematics. So I want to convert this proportionality expression into an equation. So I can write the same expression, or F is equal to a constant of proportionality capital G into capital M small m divided by d square. So this expression is only the mathematical form of the universal law of gravitation. So here capital G is a proportionality constant. In mathematics we write x is proportional to y, or y is proportional to x. That means what? Y is equal to k times x, where k is a constant of proportionality we say. But here this constant of proportionality is called by a special name, that is called a universal constant. So it is a universal constant, gravitational constant. So universal gravitational constant. Why this is called universal constant? Because if m may be the mass of a proton, small m may be the mass of a electron, okay, or m may be the mass of sun and small m may be the mass of the earth or moon or any other star. Capital M and small m may vary, but the value of G is the same for any two small particles like the electron and the proton and the neutron, or very huge masses like the sun and the earth. Irrespective of the masses of the two objects, capital G is the same universally. What do you mean? For all the objects in the universe, m and small m may differ, but capital G will be the same. And its value is capital G. Capital G is equal to 6.7 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. You can write per kilogram square slash also you can write, or you can write kg power minus 2 also. Okay, so this is Newton meter square per kilogram square. So you see here G is on the right hand side. You shift this d square to the left hand side. The unit of F is Newton and d square is meter square. So F d square by m square. So the unit is Newton meter square per kilogram square. Now the value of capital G was first determined by Henry Cavendish. The name of the person, scientist who has determined the value of G is Henry Cavendish. This will be asked in the general knowledge quiz and all. And using what instrument means? He used a sensitive instrument, a sensitive balance which is called a torsional balance. Sensitive torsional balance. So using this sensitive torsional means rotating about an axis, okay? Using a balance, he obtained the value of capital G. So the mathematical form of Newton's law of gravitation or universal law of gravitation is capital F is equal to capital G into m divided by d square. Okay. Now what is this importance? So this law is having so many importances. So importances of the law of gravitation. So this law explains several concepts. This law gives explanation for several concepts. First one is the objects like me and you on the earth. Okay, objects on the earth. So objects held to the earth. Objects which are held to the earth. So we are all on the earth. We are all staying on the earth because of which force? Gravitational force. If gravity is zero means that we will fly. Is it not? So it explains the objects held to the earth. And the revolution of moon. It explains the revolution of moon around the earth. This is also due to what? The gravitational force. The moon is under the gravitational attraction of the earth and it revolves in a circular path. Similarly, the revolution of earth around the sun. The revolution of earth around the sun is also due to which force? Due to this gravitational force. Then lastly, it also explains the tides, high tides, neap tides, like that you have studied, is it not? The waves, high and low waves are formed in the ocean. So tides formed in the ocean, okay, in the oceans by or due to the sun and the earth, or sun and the moon also, due to the sun and the moon on the earth. So on the earth, 3/4 is covered by water and high tides are being caused because of the attraction of the sun and the moon. So these are all the various importances of this gravitational law. So finally we want to summarize the statement of universal law of gravitation. It states that the force of attraction or the force, mutual force of attraction between any two bodies is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. I hope you must have understood well. Fine.